Dummy, open your ears. You can hear me. I'm talking. Anyway, I said, I don't know what the deal was, but my tracking changed my IP port in Warudo for some reason. I had to go switch it in the thing. And I bet you could hear exactly what I was saying after I read muted, too. Hold on. I had to fix the calibration. Not quite right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the countdown to see when Val... No, not Val. We're not doing Val. When Scars Above makes me crash out. Rage quit. Let's see how long it takes. I almost closed out of my tracking. Whoops. Don't click the big red X, guys. Let's go! I'm having issues where this thing cannot see me. Hold on. Three-month streak? How are you on a 3-month streak? What the flip? Also, don't spend your money. What is wrong with you? Stop it. Help, chat. My screen. No. Wait. Everything's going wrong. Hold on. Wait. Wait. I got it. Wait. I got it. Move. Wait. Got it. There we go. That's really high. And somehow crooked. Alright. Anyway. Let's go do the thing. Rage quit. Shit already. I'm so mad. Fuck this place. Fuck their moms. For giving birth to them. Fun fact, this is why you need abortions. Is this the worms? Where was the worms? Well. Where are the worms? Disgusting, vile things. Fun fact, everyone in my job also... Did a series say? Games like this is why we need... Listen, the mechanics are shit. This gun specifically, and the boss thing that I have to fight, I have to use this stupid thing. And I don't even know where I was for that. What is this? Oh, this again? You really... Why is it still there? Where am I going? Why can't I have a grappling hook or something? Well, it's not fucking that way. Does anybody remember how I got to the thing? They can't go that way. Was it the other way? Was it up that way? No. Where was it? That way? I don't remember anything. I remember being really fucking pissed off. That's all I remember. I wonder if those blue things will stun it. Yeah, weak points. Bobbity goop. Where is it? Where's the bitch at? Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Ugh. Wait, is the back the weak point? Oh, I let go. Ma'am, can you stop farting on me? You stink. Get off my lap. Get off. Get down. Ugh. God, it's rancid. Help! Ah, bitch, you thought. Ugh. Help! My face! Violated by stench. Get away from me! You're stinky! Like my dog. Ah. Oh, bitch. Alright, fuck you, first of all. Go away. Go away. Alright, rude. Fuck. Yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. I keep letting go of the wrong button. This is still annoying. Aha! Bitch. I killed it. I'm badass.
Brutal. The aggressiveness of these
Still though, this game fucking sucks.
territorial behavior. Is something
Bitch, is that the only thing you can think about, you fucking nerd? Lucky you didn't fucking die for the 10th time. Oh, fucking hell, man. Fuck out of here. I hate you. I hate the alien spiders. Aw, Why wasn't it charging? What the fuck was that shit? Alright. That's what I said. I said burn the- Oh, plane it down. I'm good. Fuck. Somehow that didn't count as hitting it. Get away from me. You didn't do the screamy thing. Get away. Oh, you fucking bitch. Looks like the flamethrower Elon sold way back. Are you kidding me? No wonder it fucking sucks. Came from that dipshit. Okay, rude. Can you do the green thing? Fucking scream. How is that not counting? Why does it know what blocking is? That doesn't make any sense. Bitch. Burn. Ah! Suck dicks! Anyway. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Do I need to... What is that?
Log entry.
I'm scanning.
The sack is filled with a highly combustible mixture of gases. If hit,
It's not that.
with a flaming projectile, the pouch will burst and spray flames over a large area.
It did not. Why did I have to scan for it to work? What? Neat. I wish I would have known that before dealing with that shit a second ago. I'm not a fan of the flame gun. Ah, fucking hell. No thanks. Get away from me. You're not getting in my lap. You stink.
What was that thing?
Go away, McFarts a lot. Are we going down? I assume down. I'm going. I mean, I'm sure that's fine. Oh, there's an
These creatures,
ostrich.
It looks like their secretion is freezing the water. Log entry. The creature's carapace is underdeveloped. If I find a mature specimen, I might be able to utilize their freezing secretion.
Alright.
I better stick to the frozen surface if I don't want to be eaten alive.
Disgusting. I don't like worms. I'm not a fan of worms. Get away. Fuck off. Oh, you bitch. Miss me, ho. How go up the thing? Just stop it. You're disgusting, and I hate you. I lack inventory space. And I don't even know what to do with these materials. Okay, not that. I'm running. Bitch. No. Anyone want out? You? You? Fuck off. I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for you. It seems like it's automatically making ammunition, which
This one
is the only credit I'll give this
large
shit.
quantities of that freezing solution.
Oh. Ew. You want... Oh, I almost walked into the man-eating worms. You want me to touch that? That doesn't look frozen. It's like a different color. Alright. What do you want me to do? Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
The appendages are dripping with the fluid that's freezing the water.
Okay. Now what? Oh. Interesting. Ew.
There's the brain, and the neural pathways leading to various organs.
What is that?
The
Data
cocktail of
found.
digestive acids is dissolving local plant life into homogeneous matter. The process seems to be aided by bioelectricity.
Bioelectricity. Could you imagine if it was an item at McDonald's? Can I get a McFarts a lot? No, you can't have my dog. Okay. And then that, maybe? Yeah.
This gland is secreting the cryogenic fluid that's freezing the water.
And? You want me to scan the brain?
The deuterocerebrum seems to be generating an electrical charge.
Okay, so if I shoot it, it'll freeze the water. What do you want? Scan the things. Do I have to go back to the mandible? Whoops. Sure hope I don't have to do that shit again. Doesn't look like it. The thing I've got for my tracking to stand on is super annoying with this cord. Well, there's nothing to scan that way. I can't scan that. What do you want? Down? Over? This again? No? I don't know what you want from me. I scanned all the things. that.
And this neural pathway is conducting large
You
amounts of
wanted me to pick a
bioelectricity.
specific neural pathway. What the flip? I should probably set the game on the thing. Hold on. Can I have my mouse? I can't find my house. Oh, there's a game. There's one viewer for this game. Done. Cool. Hold E.
The creature is mixing bioelectricity with whatever it digests to generate an enzyme, and the enzyme is used to create a cryogenic fluid in the cranial gland. If I
Fascinating.
take a sample, I might be able to replicate the process.
You like my title? Ew, don't touch it. It's cold. Girl, no gloves, no nothing. You don't even hold that with a full
I
fist.
might be able to use this to craft some kind of cryogenic device with the MPU. It could help me to get through the worms.
I wish we would stop talking about worms. I can craft shit anywhere? Dope. What is that? It's an attachment.
Let's see if this device works.
Do I just... This? What do you... How do I... Ah. Oh.
It's working.
Interesting. How long does it last? That's... odd. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Are these not... Ah, shit. Stop trying to make me whirl into that shit. Bitch. Fuck off. Why are there so many of them? Good God.
This way should take me back to the monolith.
That's a long way. Bitch, I'm trying to do shit. Ah! Ah! You hoe! He busted through my ice bridge. Fuck off. Ah. I fucking hate this shit. Because this doesn't even heal. Doesn't do anything. Ugh. What is this even supposed to do? It doesn't do shit. They said that was a fucking healing item. They're liars. Mass reload. That's fascinating. Xenobiology. Conductive bioenzymes. Interesting. Constitution. I want that. I would like to be able to fucking heal. I swear something told me that was healing item. What is this? What is this? What is this button supposed to be? What is that? What the fuck is that? That is not a button. That is not what tab looks like. I was about to say, that's not even healing. Fucking fucked up my ice bridge. Hey! Fuck off! Bitch! Why did that one take 4 shots? Ew! My fucking ice bridge. Stop it! You guys suck! Ah! I hate this game. I hate this game! Noshbind of ore.
Stage 3. Specimens are enveloping themselves in mineral material, creating a stone-like outer shell. Their genetic structure is stable. Alpha
Custodian? Why is he called the custodian?
which is promising.
I gotta move me.
Harvested.
A recording of some sort.
Hold on. I am in the way of the subtitles. And you guys are high up in the corner. He put you back down here. There you go. You sit over there. And you calm down. And you watch the sass, okay? Run away.
It sounds like a report.
Don't sass.
Experiment. Log entry.
I should go get a
These labs are
drink.
Probably a part of a larger supply system. They're made out of a strong material that fractures when exposed to acid. This structural weakness could be exploited.
I ain't got nothing acid related. I ain't got shit acid related. Aw, fucking hell. Is that the thing I killed? I'll tell you what to do. I do what I want. Oh, fucking hell. I suppose you're supposed to be the boss, huh? Are you next to the thing that explodes fire on the ground? Because that'd be cool. Oh, cool. Boss fight. Boss fight. Boss fight! Ah! Stop it. I don't like you. Wait, you've got so much health. I don't like it. Why is it called the Alpha? Why is it jumping back? I'm running. No, I'm not. Oh, it's charging. Oh my god. Oh, got it. Alright, rude. You don't gotta hit me while I'm down. Stop it. Get away from me. Stop it. Get away from me. Oh. That bitch. This is your fault. This is your fault. I hope you know that. Chat. All the bad is because of you. Can I freeze him? Yeah. Wow, indeed. I can't believe you guys would do this to me. Alright, we don't gotta see the bad pixelated cutscene again. I'm running. You can't get me. Ooh, I shot it in the dick. What? That did not hit me. The fuck? The Alpha's a bitch. I can believe I'd do that. Find it funny to troll you. Yeah, I know. Get away from me. Oh, God. Fuck was that? Alright. I like you better. You're annoying, as hell. Get away from me. Get away from me. You're too fast. Alright, move your fat chin, man. Alright, that didn't count. Get away! Fuck off. Fuck off! What the fuck? Fucking run, bitch. This ring is too small for a boss that annoying. Move your chin. Whoa, I gotcha. Alright. Burn. Get away from me. You're on fire. Ow! Kind of bullshit that you can hit me from so far away. I'm just saying. Ooh. Alright, ho. Don't fucking bitch slap me. Move your arm. Move your arm! Move your arm! Bitch. This guy's cheating! Oh my god, I don't have fibers. Those aren't fibers. What fibers? There's no bones here. I can't leave. I need healing! The thing's beeping at me. Well, that did something. Get away from me. Get away, get away, get away! Alright, rude. I'm about to die, and that's really annoying. Considering there's no way to get healing items in this fucking area. What the fuck? Bitch! Big bosses in a small area with nothing to heal with. Only what you carry in your pocket. And there's a maximum of that. I can get the stuff to make my ammunition, but no healing. You get no healing. Fuck out of here. Go suck a dick! Again, stop! Get away from me. Stop cheating. Get out of here. Fuck. God damn it. Oh my god. Fucking hell! Why is it so fucking touchy? He changed directions. Did you see that? Normally when you charge, you don't get to fucking change the direction. Stop! My god. Get out of here. Get away from me. Get away from me. Bitch. I need ammo now. I fucking pushed the wrong fucking button. How am I out of healing? It said it didn't... That's fucking annoying. Ooh. Ah. Bitch. Roll for your life. Go away. Alright, bitch. Stop. It's really annoying because, like, you turn around, you can't see anything. And he does shit like that. Oh my god. Fuck off! I hate when you get stun locked. I hate that shit. It's so fucking cheap. Oh wait, that did freeze him. Oh my god. That would have been nice to know. Oh my god. Why did unload that? Why? I didn't even let go. This game is shit. Get the fuck away from me. Fucking cheating bitch. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. The thing keeps unloading the charge. It doesn't even count. Fuck off. Get away from me. Suck dick. Ho!
That was tough.
What the fuck? Why did I get plastic off of it? That bitch was made out of plastic. I was shooting lava at it. Get the fuck out of here. Training. Protective barrier? Looks like a C. Wait, what is that? What does C do? I didn't read. Does it actually kill them? I'm kind of surprised you still have the game installed. I spent money on it. Probably is not a good sign, the fact that there's one single person watching this game. And it's probably you. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. I swear to God, if I die and it makes me redo the boss, I'm gonna be pissed off. Oh, you bitch! I electrocuted myself. Where are you? Fuck off! Why does everything want me dead? I ain't done nothing to nobody yet. That was weird. Apparently this... I should have shot that thing. This, stays all wonky donkey. What am I doing? Get past the worms. Got it. Hydrate. I like whatever that was. Like, the aesthetic of that was cool. Nothing pop out of the worms, damn it. I'm here. Can I go up that? No? Alright, well, fuck you. What is that? The running in this, it, like, sometimes doesn't register your pushing shift. Master Survivor. I am a Master Survivor. Fucking suck it. Is this acid rain? What enemies freeze faster? Okay, but I don't have this cryo shit right now. Hey, who wants to freeze? Who's freezing? Wait, you said freeze faster. Get away from me. Why didn't you take the charge off? Stop doing that shit. Since when do they throw boulders? Go away. Oh, cool. That's out of ammo. Alright, you know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck off! Fucking run, you dumb hoe! Shit! Stop chasing me. Clearly that needs to be on a toggle. Because she just ignores when I'm doing that. How do I change that? I don't remember where that was. Why is heal on Q now? Okay, apparently... Oh, there it is. Shut up. I found it. They're still fucking chasing me. You see that? It just stops charging the fucking thing. Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. Fuck off. Oh, I forgot about that stupid shield. The other one's still down there. Where'd he go? Ah. I have to go that way because there's a thing up there. Where'd the other one go? I'm on a wall. Hey, bitch, get away from me. Go! Stop not running. It is not the time to not run. Where's the up part? Never mind. Shut up. Ah, this game is stress. No fun. Just stress. And death. This gun sucks. This gun is the worst. You should only ever trust Vera. Only ever trust Vera. Contains spark. Restore power to gadgets. What fucking gadgets? What is that? Better not explode. Noxious extract. Alright. Take a mama spider is supposed to be in there. She better stay away from me. Shit. I don't want to go in there. Red means death. Ah! Ah, ah. Oh, shit, no. No thanks. Get the fuck away from me. Nope. Come on. Come around the corner. Dare you! Suck it. I hate those things. What is it? Wait. Can you die? Thank you. I'm out of ammo for my zappy gun. This is a large problem. The fuck is that? There's so many of those big guys. Yeah, they suck, but in this area, it's not so bad.
The drones.
Oh, it's a drone.
Observer? What are they observing?
Bugs. Bugs. Alien artifact. Let me just touch that with my bare hands. Surely nothing goes wrong if you pick up something floating on a pedestal like that, right, guys? Oh yeah, give me that zappy shit. I mean, I would like fiber. It's part of your daily dose of fiber, or what? The requirement? Healthy is healthy. Yeah. Get it. Why did that deactivate? Did I find the emergency signal, or no? I did not. Alright. I'm going the wrong way. Can I pick this up if I reload everything? Okay, that's reloaded. What else is on the ground? Fiber? Is my shield a gadget that I need battery charging for? Oh. Damn, I have to go that way, don't I? Well, shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's sus. Which way? This way. That way? Up that thing? It looks like up that thing. So that way? I still feel like, I don't know, a map would be nice. I also feel like I don't want to stand in the water. This is deep. This shit deep. Oh, whoa. What is that? I don't like it. 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 I'll spam it. Don't think I won't. I ain't above spams. Ew. You don't even drop nothing? You don't drop nothing? Are you dead? Oh, there it is. I was like, there's not even a scanny thing.
The bulbous growths on the creature's back act as storage for enormous quantities of digestive enzymes. Rupturing them will deal massive damage and incapacitate the creature.
Damn. Translation, damn, he thick. You guys see any sparkly flowers? There's one. Shut up. I don't need your help. I found it. I still fucking hate it here, just saying. I'm gonna go pick up that thing that's... I don't know why I keep touching it and picking up things that don't belong to me on an alien planet, but I'm gonna keep doing it. The voices tell me so. Wait, let me pick that up first.
An alien artifact. Could be useful.
Could be useful, you don't even know what it's for.
Genetic mutation is affecting the creature's aggression levels. Hostility of stage 3 mutations increased by several magnitudes. I am continuing observation and code fragment collection from the genetic material.
Cool, can I leave now, or... Noxious? That was random. Why can I pick that up off that now? I got electrical zappy stuff from it before. Weird. Why does it drop two things? You know what's crazy? Why are you scanning the thing's butt? To find out why it's got such cake, man. That's why. That's why. I'm getting hit by the sleepies. Give me that. Gimme. Gimme. Gimme that. I used the thing. Give me it. I used it. Alrighty. Never mind. Where are we going? Wait, I still didn't go there? Well, what the flip? Eepy, good thing we aren't hanging out later. No. No. How to go? How to go? How to go over there? You drop nothing? We'll come over here, waste my time, and drop nothing? How do I get up? Up? How go up? Up? I want uppies. Please? I don't know. I don't know. Hold my hand and show me where to go. I'm on stupid mode. Do we go this way? But I came from this way. No, wait, please, give. Oh, cryogenic. Why? Why is it random? Why is it random? What was that? Bitch. Why is it taking that thing 3 shots now? It used to be 2. Give me it. Fuck off. Oh, I do need battery for the thing. What's that?
A console of some sort. 2 parts are missing.
Interesting.
Nothing's happening. I should scan the inside of the console and try to figure it out. There appears to be 3
Scanning.
power sources.
That one needs to be in. Okay, go away. In that? No, this. Okay, and then Z. That side. Oops. Did it reset? Okay, no. Z? Is that Z? Sure. And then the other one. X. Wait. How do I go back before? X? I mean... Wait. That? Is that it? Oh, wait.
These
No.
symbols on the power sources seem
Shut
familiar.
up! Wait, the other thing looks like an X. Is it that? No, the middle one is that. Those are backwards. These are backwards. This one should be... that... that, and then this one should be... that. Huh? Does it go down? Oh, I see. Why didn't you say that? Okay. No. Sure. That made no sense. Whoa, it's like magical undo. That's what I said.
Technology indistinguishable from magic.
I mean, I didn't say it exactly like that, but kinda.
Storm. Same as before. I must push on.
He destroyed us. We never suspected what was to come.
That's why he's called the custodian. He offed everybody.
The custodian.
He's the one-man cleanup crew. I'm going as fast as I can, unfortunately. Wow, candles! I thought that was a floating arm. I don't like that. It does that. Why does it do that? Because it doesn't do that out of combat, only in combat. Fucking fix your game. Cryo reservoir. Increase the cryo launcher clip by 4. Dope. Was that this? Of course not. It'd be nice to have like a little battery thing. Whatever is making that noise. Stop it. I don't like it. Alright. That's unfortunate. Why does it do that? Why is that a thing? Why is that part of the mechanic? Why? Alright. Fuck out of here. The hitbox is too large. Stop! Get away from me! Oh my god. Really? I have no... Why hasn't it been letting me pick up fiber then? Get away from me! I fucking hate this game. You see that? Why does it do that? Shoot you in the fucking ass. Get back here. Don't make me waste the shield. Bitch. Freeze! Why do I have no healing stuff? It hasn't been letting me pick up the fibers. What even? Ugh. This game is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. What do I even need fiber for? I can't heal. I can't make anything. What is the Q button? That was the wrong thing. Wrong button. Where'd the fiber go? Why do I have to swap out the thing that protects me or a healing item? Because why doesn't the healing item go over there on Q? Whatever the fuck that is useless. Because I don't even know what it is. Nothing's told me about Q. I learned Q from the controls. Trying to fix the sprint. I only pressed that twice. I didn't push it the third time. This game is... it's... Hey! Don't fucking drop on my head. Alright, rude. Can you... Girl! Your stamina is shit! Ugh! Do you know why this game is considered a difficult game? Because they made the controls to be stupid. So that you struggle the whole damn time. That's why. They don't know how to make a game actually difficult, like legitimately. Via gameplay and choices. They have to make it stupid by mechanic. Make sure you guys never make something like this again. And stick to your hidden object games. Because you can't do combat. Can you go up the thing? Oh, and forcing players to walk like this, no one likes that. This is so unnecessary. There's a thing. Burn?
Burn the growth! Burn! Burn at you! Ah! Burn it!
Somebody's
What is wrong
cuckoo.
with Richard?
He's cuckoo. There's a dog in my lap, I just realized. Whoa, Richard! Hello? You look human. So far.
Robinson?
Kate,
Oh, shit.
I've been waiting
They don't sound right.
long. But the fear,
Return of McParts a lot.
kept me sharp.
I super do not want to do a boss.
Burn the growth. The body must be cleansed.
Alright. As long as you just, you know... Alright, that's fucking rude. Ooh, you missed.
Now's my chance.
Ow. Hold on. I gotta pick stuff up. Stop! You're stupid. So's this gun that you keep forcing me to use! Can't see what's happening in myself.
It's infesting the water.
Ew. Well. Stop doing that! Stop! Stop! This is too much gun switching. Fucker. Stop with the ground. Ugh. Stop.
Not a trick.
This is irritating. Oh my god. What the fuck? Make sure you freeze the ground, but he damages the ice thing that you're standing on. Also, you gotta shoot fire, but the other thing you gotta shoot ice. Also, by the way, worms are eating your feet again. That is too much! This is the beginning of the fucking game. How do you go from hidden object to fucking bullshit? Yeah, if you push 1, 2, or 3. However, I can't reach those that well. I'm gonna put them on buttons. I only have 2 mouse buttons. No. That's all I have. Why is that one and the other one 2? That's... whatever. I don't fucking know. Why does it say 5, 6 weapons? Why 6 weapons? You want people to cycle through 6 fucking weapons? Be for real. Oh, great. Gotta do the stupid cutscene again. That's cool. Also, you can only use the shield thing 3 times. Also, you have to go to tab to fucking put your healing object back on. Also, the fire gun keeps fucking canceling the charge for some goddamn reason.
Now's my chance.
Oh god, get the fuck out of here. You see, why does it do that? I'm not letting go. I'm still holding the button. Fuck off.
It's infesting the water.
This place is no good! Good work, Scar.
I'm just gonna stand right here. I don't even care. Good. Fuck off. Hi, Zed. Zed.
Richard. Richard,
These cutscenes are so bad.
I'm so sorry. I had no choice.
Bitch, Richard was gone. Zed, you should play this.
Happened to
You
you,
like
Richard?
playing games that look like they're annoying as shit.
Mike, I hope you're alive.
Based on, like, the combat of games I've seen you play. Like that one thing. With the fucking worm heads.
I need to reach the crash site.
That was chapter 1.
I should examine
Zed
the
likes
remains.
old games and very niche games that have very strange concepts. And that's based off of 4 games that I actually watched. It was very annoying. Yeah. 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 Honestly, the understatement of a century is, yeah, it's very annoying. Like... Alright, reload that one. Also, the fact that some of this is randomized is super weird. Oh, am I supposed to scan this? Why is it all golden? Thermoreactive gland. I played the, both of you don't like this, and somehow it has mostly positive reviews. I don't understand how people like it. Because, remember that conversation where people don't care about the game itself? They just want things to be difficult. Oh, cool, it's a grenade. Shoot the spill with thermic charge to ignite it. Whoops. Wait, how do you throw this? Oh, I see. This game, this cancels itself somehow. Only when you're actively in combat. I bet those were paid reviews. That's the only way it makes sense to me. Am I going in here? Where am I going? Reach Hermes. Oh, fiber. Hey, going that way. Just kidding. Going the other way. Whee! How many chapters is this game? I'm gonna Google it. I want to see how much sanity I should have. I need to prepare myself mentally. It has Souls-like combat with randomized looter shooter type loot. Really unfortunate. Doesn't make sense that you have 3 different things that you get the ammunition from, but it's randomized which one you pick off of each thing, despite it looking like it would drop X thing instead of Y thing. Why is Needy Streamer Overload on a release calendar? Is there an update to it or something? I don't know. How many chapters is hell? Is scars above 6? 6. There's 6. 6 chapters! I wonder if it's better with a controller. I feel like it wouldn't be. I would have to turn on aim assist. 6, good luck. At least it's not 16. Well, it changed the thing I had. I have no battery now? Well, fuck you. We don't even know if we're not just hallucinating and the aliens that we're killing are real people in the real world. What are those? Are they hostile? They don't come up as hostile.
This used to be a beautiful place.
Listen, alien mommy.
Hey, big gal.
How do you know it's a girl? They don't like you. What? This used to be a beautiful place. Okay, interesting. Did you see that, guys?
So, not all creatures here are hostile.
We already knew that. There was little nuggets running around.
Well. If so, what turned them?
Probably the hostile environment. What kind of question is that? You would be hostile too. Go up the thing. Oh my god. What is this? Vera! Vera got more shooty shoots. I don't remember what I do with this. I don't remember. Battery charge. Whoa. Interesting. Does that do all my gadgets? Yeah. Ah. Cool. I don't know how to open that door. I forgot. I thought I just kind of walked up to it and it did it. I don't remember it saying that this was a Souls game, by the way. In the tags. It does not. How dare they suggest this to me? I've blocked Souls-like games. I hate that shit. Plant. No plant. This thing is weird. The colors are familiar.
More equipment from the Hermes. I must be getting closer to the crash site.
Well, does it just randomly decide your weapon's just not actually able to do the thing?
Mike.
Her face is very weird. She just stuck that cat in her butt.
Find you guys.
She just stuck Mr. Jefferson in her butt. Okay, then it'll be fine. I don't like that space. I don't like it. I'm going the other way. What is that? Oh, I thought it was worms. I don't like worms. Do you see how it falls? You see how it falls off of ledges? You see how unfinished that is? You're saying I would stick with the game out of stubborn determination for a cute little robot companion? How do I do this again? Oh, not that. This one? Why does it do that? And it's not like it only does it the first one. I remember it saying to throw something. But I don't have that thing. I don't remember how to do that. That. Where did I get acid? I don't have anything acid. I never got the acid thing. Where am I? I have to go that way, though. I guess we're gonna continue forward. It's definitely gonna throw another dumbass boss at us. Zappy stuff. Did you hear that squeaky noise? Did you guys hear the squeaky noise? Is it the weird sky octopus? You don't hear that whoop, 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 but like whoop, 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 whoop. You don't hear it? What's this? I cannot get close to it. There is an invisible wall just in front of it. Ugh. Never make things again. I can't believe people gave this positive rating and it's just so janky. Like, you guys paid full price and are okay with this shit? Crazy. What is that? What do you want? Oh no, I bought this on sale. I also just bought another game on sale. I've been waiting for Ghostwire to go on sale for way cheaper because it's like $80. Ugh! I've got way better aim with Vera. Because, you know, the gun doesn't stop. Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo. The aesthetics are my jam. So we'll see how that goes. I've been super curious about it. Fleshy. It doesn't have its rocks. It can't block me. That was a cool game. Was it stupid? Combat-wise? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck? What the fuck? On a scale of 1 to this game. What we thinking? You are welcome to stay in the water with that shit. Oh, fuck. I didn't get to shoot the thing on the wall. Get away from me. There's too many. I'm out of shit. Ugh. Ugh. I'm fucking trapped. Alright, that's fucking bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that is. But I'm out of here. I'm stuck again. I went the wrong way. Get away from me. Get away from me. Why? Where am I? Ah! Ah! What the fuck is that shit? Where am I? Go away! Go away! Go away! Eh. Like a 3 was sometimes a little silly, but mostly enjoyable. Alright. I've been waiting. You have, like, years. 2 years. 3 years? I don't know. It might have been on my wish list since I found it. I don't know. How old is the game? I want to say it was 2 years. Because I feel like I saw it and I was like, man, there's no way my PC can handle that. It's expensive right now anyway. I'm gonna wait. Wait now. Everything die! Damn it. That was a warning shot. Ugh, that was too much, chat. Too much. Old PC and it ran fine. My old PC couldn't run the PNG program and a game at once. It had a 1040 in it. Sure, I'm sure it would have ran it fine, but not beautifully, you know? I get burpy when I'm hungry. I don't like... My dog farted again. Why are you so gassy? Go away. Go lay down somewhere. She's got silent, deadly toots, guys. You don't understand. Noxious fumes. GTX 670. Well, again, I wouldn't be able to stream it because I couldn't do multiple things with it. I hear pets often take after their owners. No, she has tummy troubles. Which is... I also have tummy troubles, but the kind that makes me want to throw up, not shit my fucking self. Oh my god. There was another one back there. Oh, nice. Bullets for my Vera. Is that the thing? I don't like that it does that, because it just comes back. It doesn't stay deflated, but it's inaccessible. They did so bad for this, for it being a company. Now, if this was an indie game, I am not going in there until I have ammunition. I'll be back. Because Vera's a little sad. And this thing is sad. They both hunger for ammunition. Oh, hey, I think I missed it. Missed. Doot, doot, doot. Stepping on the flesh. Doot, 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 doot. Stepping on the flesh. Doot, doot, doot. Stepping on the flesh. Doot, 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 doot. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Yeah, it's like Mr. Krabs without a shell. Shell. Chill. Make sure that's reloaded. Could still use some Vera points. Interesting that reloaded again. Interesting that reloaded. Interesting. Did this? Interesting that did that. Oh, not that one. This one. Wait. Oh, it only holds 14 inside. Okay, we got enough. I will continue now. You know, the Vaporwave? I don't like Vaporwave. I know what you're thinking. Wow, you doesn't like Vaporwave? No, I don't. I don't like it, okay? Sue me. I don't like the colors. I don't like the aesthetic or the vibes. Kind of like Vaporwave. Reminds me of old video games. I might be too young for that. Like, the nostalgic feel to it. But I also just like more futuristic things. I thought this would be less aliens. My thing with Star Wars is I do like some aspects of it, but I don't like aliens. I'm not into the alien thing. You know? Well, excuse me. Shut up. I just said my reasoning. Oh, you meant the old thing. Yeah, you're older than me. Not much of that. Not that much older. You could be much, much older if you put your mind to it. Oh, what'd that do? Nothing? I touched the rock. Did the rock put this bridge here? It looks like it's gonna crumble. Well, that's weird. Am I meant to go this way or that way? I think it's that way. Just kidding. Maybe. Ooh, the fleshy thing's in there. I don't know about that one, Chief. it dead?
Log entry. Recently killed. Bite wounds are approximately 6 inches deep. What could have done this?
Girl.
Some vicious beasts are roaming around these caves.
This is a cave? Wow, look at that. It feels a little wonky. A little bit wonky. Like you're looking at a mural on a wall instead of, you know, actual space. What is it? 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 What is that? What is that? Ooh, what is that? Kill it! You dead?
Log entry. Overdeveloped mandible is filled with razor-sharp teeth. Extremities are very strong, allowing the creature to close the distance to its prey quickly.
Don't like that. Don't like that. I'm walking around the edge. What is 2? Is that the chapter I'm in? Is that what the purple icon is? It's telling me what chapter I'm in? Walking the edge of the map. Oop, I triggered it anyway. There's 2 of them! Die, die, die! That's bullshit. Cool. Anyway, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Low-key. This be hurting my wrist. What is that? The fuck is that? Is that the guy? The custodian? Where? There we go. Dummy, take care of your wrist. I like how... Dummy, take care of your wrist. Want a VTuber candle? Mobot, chill. Calm down. Wolf, what's up? I unlocked, what's his name? 2 days ago. Encasing it in wax, but I can't do my gamer shit. Look, you need to still. Well, if you're playing at some point, I can. Probably not today, though. I'm getting nagged in all directions. I think it's partly because I don't have a wrist guard, so my mouse obviously is pretty tall. So my wrist sits on the desk, and then my hand is like tilted up to make sure I can reach it. So I have a cloth right now that's acting as my wrist guard. It just cracked your elbow and it hurt. Damn, son, why'd you do that? Aw, fuck.
This was a massacre.
Oh no, alien mommy!
Bite marks. They were shredded into pieces.
Shredded.
Must have been killed by those monsters.
It's shredded into
nearby.
pieces.
This was someone close to you, wasn't it?
Oh, alien mommy dead.
Save your people. Stop the custodian.
Oh, the Dorito is the custodian, and he's here to ruin planets.
This holographic technology is incredible. I think I could use it to make something useful. Some kind of distraction.
A distraction. Okay, wait. There's a 3 now, or there's no way we're in chapter 3 now. Hollow lure. Don't you mean hollow cure? Ha! Interesting. What am I doing? Kill it? I can't kill it from here. Oh, you want me to... Oh, I got you, babes. I got it. Silly you, it can't be Hollow Cure, because Hollow Cure is a good game. Valid. This one is not! Go right there. It's about time. You know how many times I've ran away and they just chased me away from the things that could have killed them faster? Oh, damn. That costs battery. I don't want to use that now. Switching gadgets is... This is weird. This bridge pieces are being held up by all the ghost alien mommies. I keep hearing weird noises. Girl, aren't you hungry? It's been like days now. Also, you woke up after who knows how many days. I'm fucking hungry. Information cube? It's down here. Oh my god. You guys don't know how to do invisible wall shit? Goodness gracious. So bad. Ah! Eat stars? I don't eat stars. This is the wrong lore. What is that?
The crash site must be close. I hope Tam and Mike are alive.
Yeah, over there, but what's that? It's all glowing. Whoa. Can you only shoot the number of times I press the button? Why are you double shooting? Nope. What is that? What is that? I'm not acknowledging it. Is it a battery? Ooh. Insert the cube in my brain. I got a cubey brain now. Cubey, cubey, cube. That I'm hungry. I hunger. What these? No. No. No, 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 no. Ah! Anyway. Oh, it's a ledge. I see. But what is the other thing over there? What is these?
The thrusters burned out. Robinson must have used maximum power to avoid the crash.
Hmm. Too bad he dead now. He dead. Can't get no deader. Can I have Vera ammo? Want Vera ammo. I also would like things to not disappear because of the angle of my camera that is slightly different than a second ago. That's weird. Maybe her spacesuit recycles the atom of all body waste back into nutrients like in Star Trek. Ew. You can do that kind of in, Subnautica. I hate the ocean, but I will be playing that if they have a multiplayer. Current augmenter. Vera electricity passes through enemies! Yes, upgrade Vera, but also give me ammo. Give me the things for Vera. Isn't it super convenient that we crash it on this planet thing or something. Teleported? I don't know the details. We woke up here and Vera actually takes the zappy flower as ammunition. That's so, like, weirdly convenient, right? Ah! Yes, gimme. Wait, why no? Why no? Gimme? Gimme. Gimme! There's always something looking in these shadows. What the fuck? Okay. There's a multiplayer mod. Enemy squad will attempt to face their fear of the deep ocean. I will not face my fear. I will scream the entire time. Thank you. This is trying to tempt me to fall down, and I don't wanna. I don't wanna. That seems like a foolish decision, really. Really and truly foolish. I'm going back the other way. You can't make me drop down there. Not with those acid-spitting hose, my lord. Oh, run. Also, Zed, Dummy Squad doesn't know how to do mods. Dang, I have to go that way, don't I? I thought there was another path up here. Was it that way? No. Okay, I definitely have to go the other way. Damn. Damn. The ham. Ugh, ham is gross. Ham is gross, guys. Don't eat ham. It's nasty. It's a rump. No, ham's bad for you. You'll die. It's poison. Poison, I tell you! Poison! Everything is bad for you. Nuh-uh. Name 3 things. Aw, hell nah, bitch. Can you freeze? Can you freeze? Thank you. Are you going... Do you still not drop any? Ew, it's got a hole. Guys, you see that? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? The implications of that? That means it shits. Why the fuck did they give it a hole? That's weird. The fuck? Excuse me. Upsies. Uppies? Did this not look like an uppie spot to you guys? It looks like an uppie spot to me. Vera, are you hungry? What's your will? Come on. Come for criminal robot, stay for alien poop theories. It's not a theory. It has the hole. It's science. This dumb bitch, I don't even know her name. What's her name? Alright, chill, damn. Why is there music all of a sudden? Why is there music all of a sudden? Whoa. Yeah. Maybe that's the poop. No. Squares don't come out of round holes. The fuck is this? Why does it wrap around? Oh, it's a cheat path to get back so I don't have to go through the other way. Interesting. This says vibes this specific spot, very reminiscent of Nier Automata to me.
The Hermes. The hull is still intact. Damn. Mike, please be alive.
Okay, not that way, chat. This way. Specifically this piece of metal. Mike! Mike! I'm coming! Once I figure out how to keep running instead of stopping, I'm down whenever, my dude.
I'm not done with the Hermes. I have to get some answers.
How dare you be linear? What is this? Ooh, what is that? Oh, okay. Never mind, it's significantly less gross than I first thought it was upon glancing. Cube! Somebody was sleeping out here. Mike! Mike! Oh. That's not good. Mike?
More of that growth. Same as with Robinson.
Oh, that
Where is
doesn't
it
look good.
coming from?
Dang. Alright. That's a lot of code. What is it? 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 What is it?
Log entry. Something is
An improvised power source.
Whoops.
Looks like
Apparently
James
I
can
can't
do
talk and listen. Whoops. Can't listen to it anymore.
Can't open it without a key card.
Oh. Okay. Girl, how do you not have your own key card on you? Was this not your workroom? Something is bibbing. Whoa.
What is this metahedron? Why did it bring us here?
What is that? More importantly. Mike! Are you sleeping? Oh. Another key card? What is that? Oh, somebody didn't finish their dinner. You know what that means? They're not part of the Happy Plate Club.
Mike? Mike, what happened? Look, where is Commander Robinson? No. Mike! I'll get you to the lab. Hang on. It'll be okay.
Still looks edible. It's probably all the preservatives. What is that plant on the ground? What is that? I don't have crouching abilities. I knew it, you bastard! You think you're so sneaky, but you're not. Also, it's hard to see when you're in my face like that.
One of our jackets. I'm taking it.
One of our jackets. I'm taking it. Why don't we put it on? Oh, abilities. Ooh, extra resources. Be nice. read tier 1 abilities first. I have 4 points. I would like this one. And... Ooh. Wait, that was not the 3 things. Oh, wait, it does count. Recon. %, so consumable will reconstruct itself and not be drained when used. Interesting. I feel like that would be nice. And... What does manages her backpack mean? I feel like that. No, battery. What was the battery thing? This thing? Yeah, that thing. Yes! Thanks for the lurk, buddy. Welcome. Remember, chat, go piss, girl. Open this. This one. Ah! Ooh. Electric cutter. Upgrade, damage increase. Okay.
If it can cut through plasteel bulkheads, it can cut through anything.
I don't think it can. I only get the 1 key card. I sure hope it works in multiple places. It does! Uh-oh, who's that?
Graduation day. Feels like it happened in another lifetime.
What do you mean, What does she mean, Oh, the code. I know things, guys. 06, 10... No. 2010? I know things. I thought it was like, that's not the date I graduated. Reconstruct something or other.
Tamara's computer.
To scout the area, trying to repair the ship's scanning system. Without it, we're blind to see what's happening around us.
Medical log. Mike's situation has become dramatically worse. The tumors on his body are now expanding at an exponential rate and spreading all over the lab. I have no way.
Y'all, let's go. Old model stream coming to you soon. I have to set that shit back up. I haven't yet.
However,
I gotta set up
discovered he's
redeems.
constantly receiving a binary transmission.
A lot of work to do.
It looks like an instruction
Now you
set.
must play retro games.
My hypothesis?
No.
These nanites are controlled
No,
from
I don't do
central
retro
servers.
games.
If I'm able to find it, maybe I can instruct them to reverse
In
the
your
process.
model? Old model? Define retro. Retro is like 60 years old. No. I think retro's... Wait. I'll look. How old is retro? Early 90s. Early 90s? No, vintage is 20. Retro is anything 15 years old. Oh. Under 20, but older than recent is retro. Vintage is anywhere between 20 and 100. Antique is anything over 100. That was what it is. Only Mike returned. He's in bad shape. Can't give me a straight answer. Tried all known antibiotics, but his condition is only deteriorating. I suspect the nanites in his blood are responsible for this. They're changing his cells. Mike is getting more aggressive at times, and I'll have to keep the lab locked. Oh.
Tim recorded the coordinates to the computer.
Oh no, Mike!
What is up there? Mike?
Mike!
This must be what happened to Richard, too. Mike.
Wait, he ain't
What
dead.
has this place done to you? There is a wound in the upper torso, triangular in shape. It looks like it was made by a solid, thorn-like projectile.
That doesn't look like it's connecting. I'm just saying. Okay. That one count? What is the other thing? That apparently didn't count as the evidence I need to see around here. E? E again?
Seems to be contaminated by nanite units. They're manipulating his cellular structure. Does this mean that the mutations are artificially induced?
Interesting. Indeed. Interesting. 1, 2. Okay, but I scanned this guy. Unless it wants me to find a specific artery again.
Foreign bodies consisting of an unknown alloy.
Mm-hmm. How does that affect his brawn? Alright, not that. His brawn. His brawn juice, the bean. Oh, nope. Nope. Ugh, this thing is super dumb. PS3 360 games are now considered retro. It makes me feel ancient. I thought you were a vampire. Aren't you already ancient? Brain! I don't know what you want. He's still alive. Let me shoot him. I'm trapped. No, I'm not. I'm trapped. Examine the contamination zone. That is a dead thing. 1, 2, dead body. I don't know what it wants me to scan. Can't go any further this way, and I can't go any further. Oh, that!
Medical log.
Found it. Shut up.
Patient's body is covered by abnormal cancerous growth.
You can't call it
Temperature
cancerous.
39.8 degrees Celsius. Pressure highly irregular, 190 by 120. Heart rate 136. Pupils highly dilated.
How hot is 39?
Injecting 120 cc's of protein synthesizer in hopes of lowering the body temperature and normalizing the pressure. Commencing diagnosis.
Tamara was taking blood samples for analysis.
I stand in the circle, and I push the button.
Tam was analyzing Mike's blood and discovered that it's contaminated with unknown nanite machines. The nanite machines seem to be altering Mike's body, which means his condition is artificially induced. Tamara managed to isolate a single nanite.
Quick, shoot him again.
Discovered a transmission that seems to be remotely controlling its operation. She went off to
I tried.
in hopes of reversing the process. I have to follow these coordinates. It's the only way to help both Tam and Mike.
We don't even know where she is. She could be dead. She could be dead. We don't even know where Tamara is. She ain't here, that's for damn sure. What if that thing was her? We killed it.
It's getting colder. I should put on my jacket.
Chapter 3. Ah, fuck. Now it's cold. 3 chapters in 2 hours. 2 chapters in 2 hours, technically. Into chapter 3 in 2 hours. There we go. I got it. Does that mean I need this stupid piece of shit again? Probably, huh? Here is where it's snowing.
It's freezing here.
Causes hypothermia. If it reaches 100, frostbite will ensue and you will freeze. I didn't get to finish reading that because I was trying to get out of the snow. Chat, erase my head and read me what that said.
Some kind of
Whoa.
installation. The transmission source is beyond that gate ahead.
Into the light! I'm suddenly walking slow. What? Such jank cutscenes. Chapter 2 wasn't long. Maybe 6 won't be that bad.
Is closed, protecting its
Can't do it. If we erase your head, then I lose my buff run. I'm an android. You can replace the head.
She must have triggered the lockdown.
My
Is
chip
there another
is
way in?
located in my back.
Transit system for materials. Nearest access station is nearby. Sending you the location.
Sending you the location.
Better check that transit system then, whatever it is. That looks interesting.
Excuse me.
It's warm to the touch. Thermal amplifiers and emissive materials. Perhaps it's some kind of a personal heating system.
But the new head might make you dumber or worse. See? Those are where the chips go. Yeah. Look at this place. Looks cold as shit. Personally, I ain't a fan of the cold weather. Anyway. My cat's got into a fight. That's what I was doing. Don't know why. The one that's been starting crap is locked away at the moment. We're working on slowly. He has to come out on a leash. You guys ever have to walk your cat on a leash in your own house? That's where we're at. He gets anxious though, so he likes to go back into the bedroom. It seems much darker than when I walked this way. I got jump scared by my own. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. Did he really make it snow for like 2 seconds? ice breakage. White ice can be used to be your advantage, make enemies fall into freezing water. Crack ice, make a hole so your enemies fall through. Only heat weapons can break ice. Good. I won't be using that. Wow, look at this
Lava tree.
bulbous
Life
plant.
is capable of burning at extreme temperatures, hotter than ignited pure oxygen. It will temporarily emit intense heat.
Oh. Well, do I need to use this on it? Really wish I knew why that did that. Alright, okay, I see. I've played Dragon Spine. I know a thing or two about that. This is white ice, yeah? Right. That. There we go. Alright, this is fucking Dragon Spine. Oh, lovely. Oh my god! Alright, I thought he was gonna follow me down, but I guess not. Oh good god, moving through snow, the heat source to heat source is giving Dead Space 3. Die. Die. Whoa, that was kind of cool. I like that. No. Boy. Oh my god! Go away. Oh, you stupid bitch. Get up there. Pardon me, but can you fuck off? Ah! You fucking bitch. I thought you were a dead spider. Fuck off. You too. Aha. Bitch. Oh, there's a fucking another one. Stop running away! Oh my god.
I won't make it long in this temperature.
Oh my god, I can't see that bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god! Stop doing that! Why? Ugh. That gun pisses me off. The entirety of my annoyance is that gun. Right now. Also, how the hell is someone supposed to tell what color the ice is when there's snow billowing into their face? Incendiary? What are you? What are you? What are you? What are you? Ah! Ooh. Jesus Christ, bro. Ah! Wait.
Must warm up.
Can you stop that? That was not my fault. Also, fuck you! The fuck? That shit's fucking annoying. What is even the point of the jacket? Where the fuck am I? I don't know what direction I went. I have to redo that entire area again. The jacket is for aesthetics. Clearly. Oh, that time it didn't want to do the thing. That time it didn't want to do that thing. I'll do this thing. It still sees me somehow, apparently. I'm getting hypothermic. Can you fuck off, dude? Go away. Oh, why? Stop doing that. I see the redeem. I will do it in a second. Ow, I'm getting the warmth first. What happened to this thing jumping to enemies? Huh? What happened to that upgrade? What happened to that upgrade? Where it, like, jumps to enemies. Alright, fuck off. What? Goddamn the spiders! Fuck off! Shut up with your chattering teeth. Shut the fuck off! Fuck off! Dumb bitch. You deserve to freeze to death. Info capsule. Warmth. Dude, get down. Okay, hydrating. Ah! Extreme cold areas, super annoying for no reason. Ooh, I can translate alien. Cool. I didn't read that. Do you want me to shoot this? Or the other one? Over there? Yep. Hello? Hello? What is that? Ball? Well, I don't have the thing for that.
This must be the transit.
Alright, just yeet me over there.
It is inactive because of the lockdown.
What now?
The transit center is up the mountain. Get there, and I will be able to reactivate the system. I'm sending you the location. It is a long walk.
Right. You guys have holograms and shit, but we still have to have a long walk. What's that? Can't go behind the balls, guys. Can't do it. Impossible. Oh my god, a Yeti. What? What is it? Ah! Alright. I think it's dead. It dies weird. Chat, this thing dies weird. That thing dies weird, chat. Oh, that's the long walk up the mountain. Whoa. I can't go that way. Do you hear the moaning? Do I need to go this way? I'm going this way. Fiber. Help me dying. Brain cube. Does that save? Is that the save? Alright, I'm gonna end this one here because I'm hungry. Weird death for a weird alien. True. Twitch. I'll see you guys mañana. Let's see. You guys want to go watch another 3D VTuber? I don't know if this one's got public raids. Oops. We'll see. Play-Doh! Alright. You guys be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. Which is fine, because you guys don't know what I'm doing either. Okay, bye-bye!